Dit gebeur baie min dat ons hier op die groot ontbyt met 'n internasionale Emmy-wenner gesels en ons gaan nou gesels met Arlinka Viljoen. Sy was 2019 by ons met grafiese ontwerp.
Ja.
En dit is sy nou deur COVID aan 'n internasionale filmprojek gewerk. So good morning Arlinka and Andy.
Good morning.
Morning.
So Andy, we're going to start with you. Andy Rodriguez-McCradic. Is that correct? McCradic.
McCradic.
Hey, McCradic. I must get the American accent. It's a great honor chatting to you. So just give us a little bit of background. I mean, you're a producer, and a radio producer and film producing. Just a little bit of background.
Well, my career has reached over 42 years in America. And basically, I've been doing television production with the NBC affiliates in the Phoenix and Tucson area, which is a state of Arizona, which is right next to California. And had been doing that for some time. And then went into television and film, exploring my abilities there. And I've been lucky. I've been able to produce a number of film productions, and especially 3 different television series that have aired here in the Phoenix area and in Arizona. And the most recent one is, of course, the new one we're working on called Strange Places.
Arlinka, good morning to you as well from my side, Elsa. We've spoken to you in 2019, and I would just like to find out, because, I mean, you've achieved so much success over this time or during this time. How does it feel to you to look back and realize that you've achieved this success?
Oh, good morning everyone. Ekskuus almal, ek wil net vir julle môre sê. My huistaal is eintlik Afrikaans, maar ek gaan Engels praat sodat Andy my ook kan verstaan. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. Hey, I can't believe I've gone this far. So it started off with me just starting my studies with the course called video game art, and this was the basic was 3D modeling, sculpting, making worlds in Unreal Engine. So I've come quite a far way at the moment, because I can't even believe that I got this far, because my skills just improved quite drastically. And yeah, working with Andy and his crew was an amazing opportunity for me. It was really fun working with him, and it's actually very interesting how we had to communicate because we are so far apart. So what we ended up doing was he gave me the very basic idea of what he wanted for his new episode of Strange Places. And then he gave me a quick sketch, and then what I did is I took that sketch and I expanded upon it. Once he approved that sketch, I could finally start with the fun part, which was what I learned last year, which was the 3D modeling and actually sculpting the characters in 3D space. And then when he approved with the 3D characters, I could optimize it and prepare it for texturing, which is the part where you add colors, make it look rough, metallic. And once the textures and the colors where everything was fine and done and optimized, all I had to do was send them the files through a cloud service such as Google Drive or Dropbox. So yeah, it was really an amazing opportunity, and I'm really glad with how it turned out.
Andy, tell us what motivated you to, with this production, you decided to use 80%, I think, local people and then 20% international. And did you ever think that you're gonna come across a South African girl with this talent?
Well, actually, I was not really prepared for that. I wasn't really sure, because when I look for talent, I usually find it here in the United States, but you know, as we do with the internet, we'll be surfing, and I came across Arlinka's work, and I thought, wow, she really seems to have a real vision of, and a very distinct way of putting things together for VFX and 3-dimensional objects and such. And in the episode of the television series Strange Places, where we're doing basically like stories of sci-fi, horror, and that sort of thing, and this last episode was one called Improper Use of Shading, where these artists use their drawing abilities to create a creature that gets even with a bully. And I was trying to find the right person for it, and I have to be honest, I wasn't exactly sure I would ever work with someone from South Africa, but it turned out Arlinka was perfect for what we were looking for. She had a great vision, worked very well with us, took direction very well. And the best part of all was, of course, that I submitted to her like a very, very rudimentary stick figure-like creature. And then, as you can see, she turned that into something a lot more, shall we say, fleshed out for the production and really extrapolated on my idea. So just amazing the talent that we found in South Africa in Arlinka Viljoen.
And Andy, do you think there's a future? Are you going to open some doors for her? Just for some words of encouragement to Arlinka.
Well, I tell you what, the episode that we're looking at here, Strange Places and Improper Use of Shading, the creatures that were created that Arlinka did was far and away beyond our expectations. And we tried to do something original with Eileen, who was the stick figure creature, and Iris, the light bulb that we have there. And, you know, Arlinka is absolutely part of our team here in America from South Africa. So she represents us in South Africa. We absolutely, positively would love to work with her again. Again, we're amazed at the people we come across around the world who just bring incredible talent to the productions that we put together and that air in the United States. And Arlinka's work is absolutely a big part of what we do.
Mm-hmm. Arlinka, I would just like you to tell us about your creations or creatures, because we are kind of curious. I mean, if you take a look at Eileen and Iris, what would you point out?
Right, so these two creatures, they were really fun to make because if you think about it, taking something as simplistic as a light bulb or a stick figure, how on earth are you going to make it scary? Because not only is the simplistic nature the challenge, the other challenge is fear is a very subjective idea because everyone sees something as scary or fearful differently. Everyone perceives fear differently. So for what I did is I took the things that everyone would agree upon, what is the most creepy thing they would experience. And universally, it is anything that's inanimate, that's not supposed to be alive, that looks too human. So eyes, mannequins, things like that. So for Eileen, which is personally my favorite character from the episode, because she's a stick figure, I had to figure out ways to make the character interesting, to break the silhouette as we would do in the industry. So breaking the silhouette for a stick figure character is very, very difficult actually. But what I did is I took things that is also very stick figure-like, very simple, such as ropes, a skeleton, and then what I did is I had this very specific vision in mind of combining a voodoo doll and a skeleton and breaking the silhouette using ropes and claws and adding the fear factor with the big smile and these big eyes. So it really does feel unnerving to watch, to look Eileen in the face. And then for the light bulb, another thing that's very creepy is if anything stares at you. I'm not sure if some people don't know this, but we actually have a sixth sense. You would feel if something's looking at you and it's not in your line of sight, you would feel it. So that's what I had in mind for Iris, is making this big light bulb with this big eye that stays directly at you, because they say the eyes are the window to the soul. So something that stays straight through you, still looks at you in the eye and burns you from the inside out. That's how I added fear for that character.
Arlinka, when you're moving to America?
Hopefully at the end of my studies, or maybe in a year or two, because unfortunately COVID does make things a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm planning on moving overseas sometime soon.
Andy, I've heard you've got a caravan she can stay in to start a career in America.
Well, we certainly hope when she does move to America, she's not too far away, because we are definitely going to rely on her skill, her abilities, her imagination in helping us tell our stories of horror and science fiction for Strange Places. And so, so you heard him Arlinka, you're not going to be too far away, I hope.
Andy, thank you so much. I say, praat meer, Arlinka.
Sorry, I don't need anything more than just my computer, so I'm fine.
That's fun. Andy, thank you so much. I don't think you understand what it means for someone in South Africa for a break like this. It's really opening doors. Arlinka, again, thank you for your talent and all of the best for the two of you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
So ek het daai episode gekyk gister. Elsa, kyk agter jou. Kyk agter jou, Elsa. Jy moet. Kom ons gaan groei.